Good morning, students. Here we start with the general anatomy lecture of the neuromuscular junction. So, in the neuromuscular junction, which is one of the most important lectures of general anatomy, we shall study with the definition. So, first, we'll take point by point the definition of neuromuscular junction. Basically, it is a junction between the nerve cell and muscle cell, or it is also known as a synapse between the nerve cell and muscle cell. Second point will be the terminal axons of a motor nerve. The terminal axons of motor nerve, all the terminal axons of the motor nerve, they will end in the respective muscle fibers of a muscle. So they will end in the respective muscle fibers of a muscle. How do they end? All the terminal axons, they will end in the respective muscle fibers by specialized endings. They will end in the form of specialized endings. Now these specialized endings will serve as neuromuscular junction. So they will serve as muscular junction. And here, these specialized endings, which will serve as neuromuscular junction, are of two types. So therefore, these specialized nerve endings of neuromuscular junction will be divided into two categories, depending upon their structure. What are those two categories? Number one, the first will be the motor end plate. Motor end plate. Please note down the other name of motor end plate, because these questions are usually asked in 1 mark question answer or in MCQs. They are also known as the end plaque. This is N, then plaque. P-L-A-Q-U-E. End plaque terminals. They are known as end plaque terminals. They are motor end plate or end plaque terminals. And the second variety, please note down, the second variety, they are known as trail endings. T-R-A-I-L, trail endings, or they are known as, here I will write down, N-grep, G-R-A-P-P-E, N-grep endings. So they are known as trail endings or N-grep endings. Once again I repeat, this is usually asked in 1 mark question answer or in MCQs or in Viva. Please note down these two different types of neuromuscular junction. Now, where are these two found? The motor end plate endings or the end plaque terminals, their structure, they are in the form of disc-like endings. Their endings are in the form of disc-like. So therefore, they are in the form of disc-like endings, and they are found in fast muscles. Where are they found? These type of endings are found in fast muscles having phasic contractions, very fast contractions. And they are usually disc-like endings, and they are found exactly in the middle of a muscle fiber. They are lying on the middle of a muscle fiber. Which type of muscles? Fast muscles. Fast muscles having phasic contractions. What about trail endings? Or they are called N-grep endings. These trail endings or N-grep endings, structure is clusters of grape-like endings. They are in the form of clusters of grape-like endings. And these clusters of grape-like endings, they are usually found around the surface of muscle fibers, throughout the surface of muscle fibers. Which type of muscle fibers? Slow muscle fibers, having tonic contractions. So these are the different types of specialized nerve endings in neuromuscular junction, the two varieties. Now we are going to draw the structure of a typical neuromuscular junction. In order to understand the structure, first we will draw with the, here we show an elevated portion and several depressed portions. Here we show the elevated portion and several depressed portions. So here, this is what we draw, an enormous size of the neuromuscular junction. We start with the soul. What is the definition of soul? If I write here, this is the soul. The soul means motor end plate where the granular sarcoplasm of a muscle fiber will be elevated. So the granular sarcoplasm of a muscle fiber, whenever it is elevated above the sarcolemma, if we term this as sarcolemma, then this portion will be known as the soul. So soul consists of the elevated portion of the entire sarcoplasm. So this is the sarcoplasm, and in the sarcoplasm you will find lots of mitochondria and nuclei. So therefore we are going to show the mitochondria here and nuclei. So first we are going to show so many nuclei which are present here in the sarcoplasm. These are the nuclei. Along with nuclei, we are going to show the mitochondria also. So therefore, these are the mitochondria which we are showing. So therefore, the entire soul consists of sarcoplasm which is granular. And what gives this granular appearance? That is nuclei and mitochondria. So therefore, we are going to name here this as the nuclei, and we are going to name these structures as mitochondria. So therefore, any motor end plate consists of granular sarcoplasm which consists of lots of nuclei and mitochondria. This soul will be elevated above the surface. Now if this is the surface, then the soul is elevated above the surface, but it is present covered externally by sarcolemma. So here we finished the entire motor end plate or the soul. So this is the soul or motor end plate, the structure, anatomy of this. Now on the surface, as we can see on the surface, there are here, I'll put some arrows here to show. On the surface there are various depressions. On the surface of the sarcolemma, here we show various depressions, and these depressions here, they are known as, now these depressions I will write here as the junctional folds. Please note down this terminology. They are called junctional folds, or they are also known as the gutters, simply gutters, or they are also known as the troughs, T-R-O-U-G-H-S. Please note down. So they are called junctional folds or gutters or troughs. So therefore these are the junctional folds. They are the depressions present on sarcolemma. Now this is the structure of the soul. Now here deep inside in the soul, if we are able to show with the violet color, then we will show that it consists of here myofibrils. So these are the myofibrils here which I am drawing, and they will consist of the Z bands, and portion in between the Z bands, they will be known as sarcomere. So therefore these portions which I have drawn here, I can show that this is sarcomeres. They are sarcomeres, they are the myofibrils. Portion between two Z bands, they are the sarcomeres. So here, this is the general anatomy of the soul or the muscle end plate. Now, what about the axon which is terminating? Now here, one axon which is coming from above, that particular axon will divide into various terminal branches. So therefore, if this axon is coming, it will divide into various terminal branches, and these branches, as you can see what I am doing, they will branch and settle in each and every troughs or gutters or junctional folds. So the axon which is coming from above will divide into various terminal branches which will occupy the junctional folds, and therefore this structure here is known as the axon. This is the axon. It will lose its myelin sheath. So therefore, if I show that it is covered with the myelin sheath over here. This much is the myelin sheath here. It is losing its myelin sheath and then it is branching into various terminal branches which will occupy each and every junctional fold. And therefore here I am going to mark this as myelin sheath. And these are the terminal branches of axon. Now, surrounding this myelin sheath will be the Schwann cell. So therefore, I am going to show that there will be presence of Schwann cell which is surrounding here the myelin sheath, and therefore here we are going to name this as Schwann cell. Now, here we have to note down one structure, the exoplasm. Now here, this is the exoplasm within the axon. This exoplasm will contain lots of mitochondria, and along with mitochondria, if I show here few mitochondria, these are the mitochondria, and these mitochondria, along with that there will be presynaptic electron lucid vesicles. Please note down, it will contain lots of presynaptic electron lucid vesicles. So I am going to draw with orange color. These are the presynaptic electron lucid vesicles, and they will carry acetylcholine. So they will carry acetylcholine, and here I will mark these vesicles as presynaptic electron lucid vesicles. They are present within the exoplasm. So here the structure of exoplasm contains mitochondria as well as presynaptic electron lucid vesicles having acetylcholine. Now, very interesting, if we come to these troughs or gutters or junctional folds, we should be able to note down one interesting thing, that the sarcolemma which is lining these junctional folds, they are arranged in parallel folds. And how they are arranged in parallel folds? They are arranged in parallel folds in such a way that they will be arranged in palisade manner. So those parallel folds of sarcolemma, they will be arranged in the form of palisade manner. And what is that palisade manner? So here I am going to draw, they will be in the form of regular vertical columns, that is called palisade manner. So here it will be, the sarcolemma will be in this form. Here also the sarcolemma will be in this palisade manner. This is how the folds of sarcolemma will be there, in the form of palisade manner. So therefore, these palisade arrangement of the folds of sarcolemma, they are known as the, here, subneural apparatus. So they are known as the subneural apparatus, in which there will be lots of choline esterase. There will be presence of lots of choline esterase. So therefore, this is the complete structural anatomy of the neuromuscular junction. But here, sometimes the Schwann cells will send extended processes. These extended processes from the Schwann cells will cover all these synaptic, the junctional folds, that is the troughs or the gutters, by lid-like formation. They will cover all these junctional folds in the form of a lid. And those cells, those derivatives, those extensions from the Schwann cells, they are known as teloglia. Please note down, this is a one-mark question answer. What is teloglia? T-E-L-O-G-L-I-A. They are extensions of the Schwann cells in neuromuscular junction, where they will cover the junctional folds or gutters with, in the form of a lid like margin. Now here, several important points you need to note down. There will be, sometimes this is asked in one-mark question answer, there will not be any continuation between exoplasm and sarcoplasm. Exoplasm of axon and sarcoplasm of the muscle fiber. No continuity between exoplasm and sarcoplasm. Also, there will be a gap of around 200 to 300 angstrom unit between exolemma and sarcolemma. This is the ending of exolemma and this is the sarcolemma. So this gap which is present here in between exolemma and sarcolemma will be around 200 to 300 angstrom unit. 200 to 300 angstrom unit. Now there is only one continuation in this neuromuscular junction, and what is that continuation? That continuation will be, if I draw with orange color, the covering of the axon, which is known as the endoneurium, will continue with the covering of a muscle fiber which will be known as endomysium. Once again I repeat, the covering of the axon which is known as endoneurium will continue with the endomysium, and both of these are connective tissue coverings. These two coverings are always continuous with each other. So therefore it is very much mandatory to mention the name of these two coverings. So here, please note down this covering, I will mention this as endomysium, covering of a muscle fiber, continuous with covering of the axon. So here, this covering of axon, I will mention this as endoneurium. Please note down, these are the two differences. Endoneurium and endomysium, both of them are continuous with each other. Now, during the arrival of a nerve impulse, what will happen will be acetylcholine will be released from these synaptic vesicles. So on arrival of the nerve impulse, these vesicles will fuse with the exolemma. From the exolemma, the acetylcholine is released. It will traverse through this gap between the exolemma and sarcolemma. As it passes through this gap in between exolemma and sarcolemma, the same acetylcholine will fuse with the receptors present on the sarcolemma, and therefore, once they fuse with the receptors present on sarcolemma, there will be depolarization which will set in. This is how the functioning of this neuromuscular junction will take place. And after that, the acetylcholine will be destroyed by choline esterase which are present here beneath the sarcolemma. So therefore, this is the complete anatomy of neuromuscular junction, one of the important topics of general anatomy. Thank you very much.